we're actually starting our day in this mess, and it's not quite what it seems. We got this couch last year from Costco, and the cushions are made to be washed. Well, not the cushions, the covers. These are feather. They're a down, but it's lined so that if something gets wet on it or whatever, it doesn't absorb it. And the covers are made to go into the washer. So it's so massive, the couches, that it took 2 days to wash and dry everything. And these are all clean. The floors were just recently ran through the carpet cleaner on those. And so I just have to finish putting this couch back together. This is our Grinchmas room. This is our family living room where we actually, the dogs are wrestling. Blue, Duke, Droot, Groot, Duke. Shh, I'm filming. It's quiet time. Sheesh. So this is where we will celebrate Christmas Eve and Christmas morning because it fits everyone. We can watch movies, we can play games, we can do all of the things. So let me get this put back together first. And then the goal for this video is kind of just roll along. We're going to do all of the Christmas prep together, listen to some beautiful Christmas music, and just put my house together, you and I. So hopefully you're watching this. It's Christmas Eve. You are putting your house together. You are having a hot, warm drink and just enjoying the festivities and everything that goes into it. So that's my hope and plan for this video. But couch first, then we're wrapping gifts.
It's the 25th of December and all is bright and green. We're sitting on the porch swing in a warm southern scene. We are celebrating the birthday of the king. So we pull out the fiddle and we begin to sing. banjo and a guitar and a mandolin right here. We'll lend a voice in singing the songs of Christmas cheer. We might not have a snowfall or bells on a one-horse sleigh, but we're still having Christmas the country bluegrass way.
Oh, little town of Bethlehem, how still we see thee lie.
Above thy deep and dreamless sleep, the silent stars go by.
Yet in thy dark streets shineth the everlasting light. The hopes and fears of all the years are met in thee tonight.
Wherever you are stationed in snowfall or in sun, you'll do all right in singing to the newborn promised one. So join in celebrating the birthday of the King. Clap your hands and stamp your feet and join us as we sing. Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo. With a banjo and a guitar and a mandolin right here, we'll lend a voice in singing the songs of Christmas cheer. We might not have the snowfall or bells on a one-horse sleigh, but we're still having Christmas.
Oh, we're celebrating Christmas.
Oh, we're still having Christmas the country bluegrass way.
So tomorrow is Christmas Eve, and at our house, it is our big dinner. Christmas Day, we get up and we do like cinnamon rolls and some really simple things. We open gifts and we just chill the whole day. Pajamas. Aaron may throw like a pulled pork on the smoker that day. We might have some macaroni and cheese. At least that's the plan. But Christmas Eve is the big party food celebration for our family. And I'm doing 2 lasagnas, as well as the dessert is going to be, I forgot the name of it for a second, a tiramisu. But not just any tiramisu, we're going to do an eggnog tiramisu. So I'm gonna get you in here. I've never made this on the channel, and share just a few recipes with you that we're going to have this Christmas. Not necessarily every single thing I'm cooking, but a few fun things. All right, we're gonna start with the coffee part. I'm gonna get this going and we'll make the middle while it steeps, but it's gonna be sweetened. So I have a half of a cup of sugar, and then we're gonna make it super, super strong. However, I have this hazelnut flavored coffee. I think the hazelnut with the eggnog, the nutmeg, the cinnamon, I think that it's gonna go really, really well and just grab another note, but this isn't necessarily what it calls for. This is really strong coffee. So normally I would do 4 scoops, which would be our coffee. So that's 3, that's 4. I'm gonna double it so that's real strong. 1, 2, 3, So I have 8 scoops in there and a little boiling water. We're gonna cover it over and only fill about halfway. Again, super, super strong. I'm gonna give it a little stir because we want that to dissolve the sugar and steep for a few minutes. Now, normally I just use espresso powder with some warm water, and that is how I do the tiramisu. So I'm just gonna set this on it and not push it down so that it's steeping and steaming inside there. Set that aside, and then we are gonna make the layer of filling, which is actually made with this cheese called mascarpone or mascarpone. I've heard it said both ways. I'm not 100% sure what's right, but I'm also going to use this cheese in part of the white lasagna. There's just so many uses. We have a favorite pasta that we make with it, and so it gets used at our house for sure. So I need 16 ounces, which is a cup. So I have 1 cup here. And so it's like cream cheese. It's just Italian, and it's a lot less tart. It's not, it doesn't have a sharpness to it at all. Close enough for me. There we go. I need 1.5 cups of heavy cream. This is some milk from yesterday that I have not separated the cream off of, and the cream is all the way up there. Let's see. You can't see. Okay, so it's all the way up there, and I have a 1.5 cup measure. So I just put my finger on it and scoop in, and look at that. It's like thick. Let's get that out of the way. And now I'm gonna start whipping these two together. So very quickly, look at what that's done. Now we don't wanna break that, so we're gonna add everything else in just nice and low and slow. Starting with the sugar. So 3/4 of a cup of sugar. That fresh cream, just by the time I could scoot over and grab measure out the sugar, it already whipped up. That. Now we're gonna end up adding the rest of the ingredients. That way we can go ahead and dissolve it together without overdoing it. So I have got here 3/4 of a cup of eggnog. So this is the Costco eggnog. And look at that. It's got all the warm seasonings and spices in it. We're gonna do a teaspoon of vanilla. A 1/4 teaspoon of fresh nutmeg. A little grater and a little, woo! aside. A pinch of salt to bring all the sweetness of flavors out. And it doesn't call for it, but I'm gonna do just a little bit of cinnamon, and I think what I'm going to do when I sprinkle the cocoa powder on top is I'm gonna add a little nutmeg and cinnamon to that as well. So about a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Now, let's whip that together. And then remember, scraping down the sides. Look at how thick it'll all hold its shape. That is delicious. It is so mild, but tiramisu is mild. It's not a heavily, you get the heavy coffee flavor from the lady fingers, and then the center of it is just real mild and light, and that is exactly what that is. Now, tiramisu really truly needs to be made the day before you plan on serving it, and that's how the lady fingers absorb everything and it all kind of marries together. I'm gonna go ahead and press the coffee out and get ready to dip the lady fingers. But if you did not get this done, say the day before, then go ahead and do it first thing in the morning of the day you plan on serving it. It should be fine. Now to that, I'm going to add some more what is left of this eggnog. Right about a 1/4 cup, it said. And that smells super strong, coffee smell. Lovely. So that should be a sweet coffee at this point. And then we have the lady fingers. And a 13 by 9 dish. This is one of those that I got at Walmart, part of the Pioneer Woman line. I'll link that if you're interested. I think the dishes, this white set of scalloped ones, ended up really pretty for the holidays. So we're gonna open our cookies and put a layer. So you just dip it, flip it. Don't soak them. They literally right then absorb way enough. Okay, there we have our first layer. And now we're gonna go in with half of our mix. And spread that. Our second layer of lady fingers. And I always buy 2 packages, which good thing I did, because this pan seems like it's gonna hold just a bit more than what we thought. Isn't that so perfectly beautiful? Okay, let's do all the rest of the whipping cream. Okay, the traditional way of topping a tiramisu is with cocoa powder, which we're gonna put into a little dish here, and add some cinnamon to it. Now, that is not the traditional way. So cocoa by itself is what is traditional. But what I want to happen is when you go to take a bite of it, that you get kind of a whiff in your nose of the cinnamon and the nutmeg. And we will grate the nutmeg right on the top. So I am going to just mix together a little bit more cocoa. And you want like a very thick, beautiful layer. Let's see if this does better. There we go. Okay. Done. Beautiful. And then the little bit of nutmeg. All right, so there we have it. I will clean up the edges, wrap it with saran wrap. I'll pop it in the refrigerator and it will just hang out until tomorrow evening when it is time, and it is completely set already. Like I said, if this is something you're gonna serve day of, just do it first thing in the morning. We're getting going on the lasagnas. So that is gonna be the main dish. And then I think tonight, I'll go through the list. I probably have like some cheese balls and some other things that you want to make ahead of time so that they set up. But this will take a lot off of me by having dinner completely ready to pop in the oven tomorrow. Aaron is gonna go buy Olive Garden on his way home and just grab breadsticks and our favorite soup from them, because I didn't know if you know this, you can buy like a gallon of your favorite soups from Olive Garden. And instead of me making a bunch of homemade bread and every single thing from scratch, taking a little bit of help from the store, I'll be able to clean up the house on Christmas Eve and get like the cinnamon rolls and a couple of things that are for Christmas morning done, and then just really be able to enjoy myself. So I got these Italian sausages at Costco, and I'm just cutting them open to take the casing off in order to just have the ground up sausage that I'm gonna add a red sauce to, and we're gonna make both a red lasagna and a white one. Lasagna is one of my favorite leftovers. It will last for days in the fridge, and it's so easy to reheat. And then that keeps me from having to make a bunch of meals while everyone's off of work and at home and visiting and all of those fun things. So I'm browning up the sausage. I think I'm gonna move it over to the wood cook stove so that I can control the heat a little better to do the white sauce. The sausage is gonna be fine over there. Sometimes that gets a little bit hot, and then other times it's not quite as hot as I'd like. Let me grab a hot pad. Hello, turn you around. Let's see what you're looking at. That's where we're going. Perfect.
It came upon a midnight clear, that glorious song of old, from angels bending near the earth to touch their harps of gold. Peace on the earth, goodwill to men, from heaven's all gracious King. The world in solemn stillness lay to hear the angels sing. Midnight clear, when the Savior came near. Midnight joy from a baby boy. Oh, hope for the whole world. Jesus Christ is born. Still through the cloven skies they come, with peaceful wings unfurled, and still their heavenly music floats o'er all the weary world. Above its sad and lonely plains they bend on hovering wing, and ever over its babel sounds the blessed angels sing. Midnight clear, when the Savior came near. Midnight joy from a baby boy. Oh, hope for the whole world. Jesus Christ.
I just put a little parchment so that nothing sticks to this Pyrex lid, and then I'm gonna refrigerate it overnight, and about an hour before everyone gets here for dinner tomorrow, because most everyone has to work. Some work half a day, some work a full day, whatever it is. But everyone has to work, so before they get here for dinner, about an hour out, I'll pop both of the lasagnas in the oven.
When the Savior came near, midnight joy from a baby boy. Oh, hope for the whole world. Jesus Christ is born. Hope for the whole world. Jesus Christ is born. Christ is born. It came upon a midnight clear, that glorious song of old.
So I'm gonna I've already got the Ninja out. I grated some cheese for the Parmesan in order to make the lasagnas. And now I'm gonna grate up the cheese for anything else I need, which is the triple cheese ball. So I'm gonna double it. So I've got at least a pound, so 16 ounces of white cheddar. I have the 1 pound of this blue Stilton creamy blue cheese, tangy bite. And then, of course, cream cheese. I think cheese balls are so simple. So the one recipe we follow has half of an onion. It's a double recipe at our house, of course, because these will last through New Year's, that whole celebration. So I'm gonna give that a little bit of a chop and then add some more stuff to it. Okay, to that, we're gonna do red pepper flakes. The recipe says 1.5 tablespoons. Oh, that's a Worcestershire sauce, so 2 tablespoons, so call it 4. Perfect. It's a lot of cheese and a little bit of spice, believe it or not. And then probably 4 tablespoons of Worcestershire. Close enough. And then we're gonna puree that. Okay, so 2 8 ounces, which is 16 ounces. This is 48 ounces cheese. We'll get it in there and then scrape down the sides, and then we'll just mix it into the other cheeses. Oh, forget it. Just put the whole thing in. Okay, so our bowl of cheeses, so there's a sharp cheddar, there's the blue cheese, and there was a little bit of this mozzarella left over from topping the lasagnas. And instead of having to deal with that later, I went ahead and just threw it in. And now, all right, so we're just going to mix the cheese ball together. I chopped up some pecans, pecan, whatever. I may have to use my hand. We use a scoop because we personally feel the smartest way to make a cheese ball is individual servings. Although it is a little bit messy to roll all of them out, I still have the the Ninja out so I can do more pecans if I need. It uses a lot more pecans than if you formed it into a ball. You can let this set up if you're gonna do a great big ball, which is like a traditional cheese ball. However, doing individual size servings like this, what we have learned is you can just take one out and have it with your crackers or whatever, instead of having to get the great big ball out, and then that's hard to store and so on. And then these are really fun to give away as well. So we just do a scoop like that, and then I cover it with the nuts. So scoop it straight onto the nuts, roll it around, push it a little bit in to the cheese ball like that. And there we have it, individual size cheese ball servings. Cheese balls also need to be made 24 to 48 hours in advance because all of the flavors, especially the onion, the Worcestershire, and the different cheeses, need to really have time to marry together. So let's roll out a boatload. Look at how much cheese we have there of cheese balls. And believe it or not, what we don't share with our neighbors and so on, my family will actually eat all of these by the first of the year. It is so fun. Just stick it on the plate, have a little bit of sausage, a few crackers, perfect snack. While I was scooping out the 2 trays of cheese balls, the other thing that I have to fix or make ahead of time is the base to something called BLT dip. I have been making this since before Wyatt was born. The first Christmas, I think Aaron and I were even married, I was given a cookbook and this recipe was in there, and I think I've shared it before on the channel, but I am tripling it. So I just did a 48 ounce thing of sour cream, but I'm gonna put it back in the container, and then when it's time to serve it, I will get a little bit out. I'll cover it with like some scallions, some diced tomatoes, as well as some lettuce and a little bit of cheese. But the main dip is just sour cream, onion, salt, and bacon. So I need a teaspoon and a half of onion salt for every 1 16-ounce container of sour cream. So I need 4.5. 5, call it good. And I have tried like using salt and onion powder and everything else. I don't know why it doesn't come out the same, but just this little jar of onion salt, we've had it for a couple of years. It's fine. And I literally think this is the only recipe that I use that onion salt on. So obviously it's not in a massive container, but the onion salt with the sour cream needs to also marry overnight. And I'm gonna double check my list. I don't know if I said it yet or not. It's 8 o'clock at night and I am tired. And to that, to each 16 ounces, I do 1 pound of bacon. So I did 3 pounds of bacon here. Just into the, okay, so 3, get a blue, pounds. And that's it. So I'm just gonna put it right back into the sour cream container so I can put the lid on it and I'm not dirtying a dish other than the bowl that we just made it in. It's a little bit more than what'll fit. So I have this little container here. Just make sure I can get the lid back on it. Oh, perfect. I ended up with 2 whole baking sheets of cheese balls. So these are gonna go get refrigerated and then I can just pop them into a Ziploc. I put the extra nuts on just so when it is time, I can make sure and pick up the rest of the nuts with them. Well, there we have it. I have some presents still left to wrap. I have plenty of food left to make over the next couple of days. And we just are gonna continue taking our time, enjoying the process and not feeling stressed about any of it. And if it doesn't get done, it can wait. So that is gonna be it for today's video. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed some time. I hope if you haven't yet that you choose to hit that subscribe button. If you ring the bell, you'll get notifications and you won't miss anything that we do on our homestead. I hope that you are blessed. I hope you have a very, very, very merry, merry, merry Christmas. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye for now.